Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing tonight? And welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. I'm here with a final flip through of this little mini binder recipe cookbook journal. So I'm going to show you this, and I was also going to show you last night I was working on some things on my desk and doing things with Happy Mail, that I received, and I wanted to show you a couple things that I put together. These are two photos I got from, in Happy Mail from Jovi. So I made them I combined this one. I trimmed it down a little bit, combined it with an index card, piece of an index card. And it was an old index card, like a vintage, so it was already aged. And then I actually did distress it too. But I put it on the back so it would have a white frame and it would look like an old photo. And it's from like a book, probably. It looks like from a book page. But I thought it was so cool. Now it actually looks like an old, like, black and white photo. But it's actually a journaling card that can be, written on the back. It's got the lines from the index card. Simple but cute. And then here's the other photo that she sent me that I combined with a paint chip that she sent me. So I put some... I made it into a tag, put some ribbon here, and put some of the teacher parent planner paper on the back that she had sent me. And then a piece of this is a piece of her calendar. She sent me a calendar page, and I cut that up and used it on several different things, but I fussy cut out some of the flowers here and put that as a decoration on the bottom. So that's the other photo. And then the other day I was working on, these are some more of the vintage index cards that my son had brought me from the box that he rescued from. It was going to the trash, and he was to take it out of this lady's attic and take it to the, to the dump where he takes out, you take your trash, If you have a big load, you take it to, in the United States, or at least in North Carolina, you take it to the dump. So anyway, he rescued it from the trash and brought me those two boxes, and some had recipe books and other books, and there were some recipe cards and some old index cards, and they were the big ones, like bigger than 4 by 6. So I cut them up and made them into little journaling cards, and they were like this, this shape, and I thought, I would like to do something different with these. So I started just working with them. I rounded the corners, distressed them, and then I used my little cupcake rubber stamp on here, and I did different things with them. Like here's one, I put a little sweet, cut that out from my scrapbook paper. I think that's where that was from. I put a couple pieces. This is another rubber stamp I have. It says from the kitchen of. This is from the little strip off the top of my scrapbook paper pad. Happiness is homemade. And then there's journaling space inside. Okay, I have this one. Let's see, this one that's the same. This one I put a little punch out from the scrapbook paper. Let's see which ones are different here. Some of them I put from the kitchen of inside, and just put another little piece on the back from the scrapbook paper pad. Let's see let me show you this. See if there's any that are different here. Here's the Happiness is Homemade here on the back. And then, the same from the kitchen. So I just made a bunch of those and used up all of those little pieces of index card. In that way, I have, as you can see, plenty of little. And so they're just little, I think they're cute because they're folded in half, and then you can unfold them. You can use it for a recipe, or you can just use it for journaling, So those were fun to make, and I got to use up all that index card paper or whatever, cardstock or whatever index cards are made out of. So that was fun. So let's get just started with the flip through here. This didn't need a closure, but I just really kind of just put this gingham like ribbon on here just as a decoration. So it went so perfectly with a cookbook theme that I had to put it on here. So this is the cover, as you remember. I didn't do anything to it because I thought it was perfect the way it was. It was in good shape. It doesn't really have any holes or rips or anything. It is, a little bit of wear here. I don't know if you can see it up close, but a little bit of tiny bit of wear, but it's not anything that's like I would call really damaged or anything. So cute cover by Joan Walsh Anglin, this recipe artwork, I guess. And so on the inside, if you remember, I put this pretty scrapbook paper here with the chickens. This is some red rickrack and a pocket here, a little side pocket. Same thing on the inside of the back cover, and a hole punch there. And this one has chickens on it too. And then that same little side tuck pocket here. And here's one of the journaling cards that I put in this journal there in the back pocket. And I included one of these little calendars that I received in Happy Mail from Sherry. So that is in here. But it wouldn't fit in a pocket or anything, so it's just sitting right there. So in this front pocket, I had made some of these mason jar. I was making like mason jar drawing cards, and maybe you could call them tags. But with this one, what I did is just make like a little card. Instead of just one piece, it's two pieces, and it opens up. It's pretty in here, and you can put some paper in here if you want to write in here. Just put a little piece of paper in here, glue it on. But it's just a cute little mason jar card. And then this is just some extra pieces I had sitting around that I just put one together here. It's a piece from my recipe, kind of cookbook related scrapbook paper kit. I put it on here with this red gingham, and then that's a journaling card too. So that is in the front pocket. And then if you remember, you have seen some of the pages, but not all of them, I don't think. So this is a pretty apron from the scrapbook paper kit that I was kind of, working with. And there was a retro kit, scrapbook papers and stickers and punch outs. So this was a sticker in there. I thought it was so cute to put on this first page of nice polka dotted scrapbook paper. And then on the back here, I lined it with some different like polka dotted red and 2 shades of red with a pretty flowered pocket down here. And this is just, if you remember, this journal started out with me using up a 6x6 paper pad. So that's why, there's the 6x6 paper pad was like the perfect shape for pages in here. So a lot of the pages are from that. And with one of them, I made this like journaling page here and just stuck that in there. And when I was making the mason jar, and I can show you how to make these, really simple again, I just haven't done it on video. But I was making the mason jar journal cards, and I discovered I could make little milk cans too. If you watch that video, you'll see that they start out looking like a milk can, kind of. But I made this one longer and narrower to really look like an old-fashioned antique kind of milk can. And with the mason jars, you cut off these little pieces. But if you don't cut off these little pieces right here, these little corners, see, if you cut off those pieces, you have a jar lid for the mason jar, and you make the mason jar shorter and stubbier to look like them, or and wider to make look like a mason jar. But if you want a milk can, you just make them a little thinner and taller, and then don't cut off those pieces, and there you go. But I can do it on video sometime if you want. But that's in there as a little journaling card or whatever decoration. So there's several pages from the actual this was a recipe book that was never used. So there's several pages from that which have lines on both sides, and they have like a strawberry border here, which is, this front cover has the strawberry border too, so they match the cover. And then I put in several dividers from the recipe book too. This one I decorated. I said I would decorate 2 pages and leave 2 for whoever gets this to decorate. And I will, I don't have them out here yet, but I will include pages from my other 2 cookbook journals that cookbooks that I'm using to make and work on the current projects of cookbook journals that I'm working on. But anyway, there's some pieces from that here. I've got a little paper clip here. 2 of these are included that have the vintage fabric that is the Campbell Soup related or themed fabric. So I've got 2 paper clips with that fabric on. Here's the other one right here. So this is decorated on the back just with 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. And then this is the pocket we made out of a recipe card that I had received from Sherry in Happy Mail. And in this pocket, that's sewn together. And in this pocket, I have one of the file folders I made last night in the video. That, if you watch that, you will have seen me make that. So that little file folder's in there. This is one of the little mason jars, but this one is just a tiny one. As you can see, it has a tiny lid. And I made it into a tag. Since it had such a tiny lid, it was just the perfect little spot to punch a hole and make it into a tag. And it's blank on the back, so you can write on there if you want. And then this is just a couple pieces I put together. I had some scraps here and a piece of index cards, some of the flowered paper from the calendar from Jovi, and this is just a piece of a recipe that I had sitting here that I wanted to use up in there. I put them all together and made a little journaling card. So that is in there. Next page is a tall pocket that I made from 2 pieces of that 6x6 scrapbook paper. And so in here I have the punch out right here to get things in and out, and a tall tag with some fabric sewn on the top too, and that's blank on the back, and you can write on that if you want. So that just fits right in there perfectly, and you can grab that little tab to pull it out. So more of the recipe paper from the original journal. This is a bag or a pocket that I received from Sheree in Happy Mail, this green piece right here. I decorated with a piece of wallpaper right here. This has strawberries on it, so it keeps with the theme of the strawberries and strawberries in here. And so there is actually 2 pockets here. So the strawberry wallpaper makes a pocket, and I have a couple of pieces in here. This is a piece that I received from Jovi, and she sent me this little Valentine card, which I thought was really cute with a little kitty cat. And then you can write on the back if you would like to. So that is in there. And this is another little mason jar tag, and that is in there. And then here I have the 2 recipe cards that I showed you, where I made 2 journaling cards with some of that planner, teacher planner or parent planner paper on the back that's sewn on. And this was 1 card, and I cut it into 2 pieces so I can make 2 journaling cards. And they fit in this pocket. They would, they might have fit other places, but they fit perfectly in here. So I just put them both right in here. It was like the perfect size for those 2 journaling cards. And I was going to decorate the back, but I didn't. I figured I'd leave that for whoever might want this journal to decorate. So, and this is a piece of that teacher planner, parent planner. I'm not sure who it would have belonged to, but there's a piece of that there as a page, because I like the lines and the green. They're green lines, so I got a couple of those pages in here. We put those in together, I think, last night. And then another divider page. This is one that I left blank and I didn't decorate, so that whoever gets this, could decorate it front and back or write on it. I put a couple of pieces of this paper in here last night, the green lined paper, which I thought was so pretty and perfect, nice lines. I put as many pages as I can in here. As you can see, if I put any more in here, I wouldn't be able to turn the pages, so I had to stop. I wanted to put more in, but I did add a few since last night, and I just had to stop. So here's a corner tuck here, and it flips up there and then tucks. You can tuck things in here. This is a big journaling card made with some of that 6x6 scrapbook paper, so that is in there. And another page from this original recipe book. Some of the 6x6 paper here that I made into a pocket with this piece is cardstock and this piece is paper. Put them together as a pocket, and I've got a journaling card in here made from some of the scrapbook paper. It's the same paper here. It's another page of this. It was the 6x6 paper pad, and just made a journaling card out of that to fit in that pocket with a little tab on it. And some more of the recipe book paper, the green, and this is the second one that I decorated. I didn't leave this one blank, and I wanted to. There was so much room here. I was like, I want to put a really big piece on there, because I had those big stickers from that, recipe cookbook related scrapbook paper pack, and this pretty cake stand with this pretty cake on it called to me, and it fit so perfectly right there. And these trims are from that same scrapbook paper. They were stickers, and they just look so pretty on here, and I just did that, and I thought it was so pretty. And then here's that other paper clip, and then on the back I just put some strips from the calendar page from Jovi. You can see I put a strip there and a strip there. Almost look like washi tape to me. And right here was this little tag was on one of the pieces. It was actually on a scrap from the scrapbook paper kit, the cookbook related one, and it says "Made with Love," and it was so cute. And so I just cut it out. It's a little tiny tag. I punched a hole in it and just glued it on right there. I thought it was so adorable. And then this is a quote that was on the strip of the, in the top. I think this was on the Authentique where they have, that's where I got the, that one strip that said on here, they put them on here. Let's see, where's one? I already told, I know you know what I'm talking about, the little strip that I put on here, "Happiness is homemade." So I had several of those strips from, they put them on each one of the scrapbook pieces of scrapbook paper. So I cut all those strips off and kept the little "Happiness is homemade" from one end. And at the other end, on most of them, was this little quote, "I never say never, and I never say always," by Grace Kelly. And so I put one right there. Just thought that was cool. And then this is another piece from the planner. And then just some pretty scrapbook paper. And I was going to decorate, again, I held myself back, but I was going to decorate this guest check with some of the cookbook related things. And I said, I think I'll just leave it blank for whoever gets this journal, because I just don't want to, take over the journal. It's their journal, and whoever gets it, and they should be able to do what they want. So what I did was washi tape it on here as a fold out. As you can see, I thought that was pretty neat. And then I did not glue the washi tape. Sometimes I glue the washi tape, but I did not. It's a very thin and like a narrow piece of washi tape. It's not thick, but it's sticking on there really good if you wanted to leave it there. But if you wanted to take it off, you know how washi tape is, you can probably take it off and move it around if you wanted to. So just letting you know about that. And then this is a little divider card from, like the dividers you have in a recipe box. This is one of the letters, and this is the middle piece from the calendar that Jovi sent, calendar page. It says "Trust Your Heart." I put that on here as a decoration, and then just put this in as a page. I was going to do something else with it, but it just came together like that. Sometimes if you're creating and you're crafting and you're making a journal, it just you go to do one thing and it just turns into something else. So anyway, here's another little mason jar, really pretty one. And it has knife, forks, and spoons on the back, and yellow, some yellow and white matching baker's twine there. This is the recipe card pocket that's sewn. And then these are two little, this is the cupcake piece of cardstock that Sherry sent me in Happy Mail, and I cut it up into several little pieces, and let's see, where are they? I guess they're in back of me because I have all the cookbook ephemera back there for my cookbook journals. But I was able to get, like, I think either 4 or 6 of these little journaling cards this size, and the same with the little tags. It was either 4 or 6, I don't remember. But I put one of each in here, so they have little cupcakes on there and their little tag and journaling card, and that's right in this pocket right here. And then another page from the original cookbook. You can see how it's almost getting hard to turn the pages. So whoever gets this can take some out, move them around. And it's just like, by the time I stuffed the ephemera in here, it got quite a bit thicker. This is one of the divider cards that I left blank for whoever gets this to decorate. Green lined paper. This is the last page. And this is was a pretty piece of, scrapbook paper, and it's cardstock. And I did the same thing. I added a flip out here. This is actually a recipe card, and it was the perfect size to put in here. I didn't have to cut it down or anything. It just was the perfect, height or length. And so I washi taped it on here, and this is actually looked like this washi tape. It was the last piece I had of it. It was like the perfect size to fit on here, and it is washi taped on, and so it can be removed if you wanted to remove it, or you can leave it as a flip out. But that is, you know, I thought that was fun. You know, I was just trying to put as much as I could in here without, you know, making it impossible to turn the pages. So so that's it. This was fun, and just hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. You know, I'm so glad I got around to doing this project, and by the time you see this video, this will be in my Etsy. So I hope you enjoyed, you know, the process of getting this together. It's the last journal I started. If you've been watching my channel, it's the last one I started, and it's the first one I finished. So I'll be back tomorrow with a flip through of, because it's May, finally. Not finally, actually this year's going too quick, but it's May tomorrow, so I feel like I'm allowed to do my design team project now. I'm allowing myself to do it because I got ahead of myself. And so it's my May, it's my May design team project. And so since it's May tomorrow, I'm going to do the final flip through of this one, which is my design team project for Studio 28E. And then I'm going to start on my other design team project for Shabby Dabby Doodah, which is also for May. And that, I think I'm going to actually do a file folder journal for that too. Those are just such a nice size and fun, and sometimes a little quicker than doing a book with, you know, mini signatures. So I might just do a file folder. So if you enjoy the file folder journals, you can tune in for that, and I'll be back with that in a couple days. And so I hope everyone's doing great, and I will see you next time. So thank you for watching, and happy crafting.